Cheers!
Welcome to MovieBitches.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip.
I don't even remember really what Miss Frizzle sounded like.
She was just a nice lady.
Right? Like, I don't know
think
how
she had
to
a particular
really impersonate.
accent.
Okay, class. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
That was a little Mickey Mousey, but...
Yeah.
RetroReview episode 68. Tonight we're reviewing the Twilight Saga, Eclipse.
Ooh.
This was the horniest of all of the 3 Twilights so far.
Get ready.
Oh, good. Okay, I've been ready. Bella's like, fucking rail me in this field, vamp daddy. No. You're gonna wilt your cabbage.
It's because I have a cabbage for a head, isn't it?
It's because I have a cabbage for a head, isn't it?
But first things first, I have to water Mr. Cabbage Head.
How about a date?
I'm sorry, I have a rule about dating creeps.
And what is that rule?
No.
Second things second, shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you early access. $10 gets you access to our viewing parties. Third things third, shout out to our, oh, you know what?
Yeah, it's perfect opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, yes.
Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. And fourth things fourth, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and thumbs up, turn on the bell, all of those things. Tell everyone you know, hey, do you know the Cabbage Head Man? I didn't, but Avaryl does.
Look, if I slept with you, it would only be out of pity, okay?
Hey, I'm the king of the mercy fuck!
Or tell all your friends, hey, are you a vamp zaddy?
Vamp Daddy.
Goldblum is daddy. I think that's complimentary. I think that means I'm sexy. Daddy.
Tell all your friends. I'm forcing Andrew to watch the Twilight Saga.
The Twilight Saga.
He's not enjoying it.
I'm not enjoying it.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm actually surprised at how much I am enjoying it.
Glad to hear it. You know what? Because it does not take itself too seriously.
It really doesn't.
It's very serious to them.
Well, sure.
The characters and the actors.
Yes.
But it is not a serious film.
No.
And so it's fun.
It's fun.
So yes, Eclipse.
Yes.
The third movie in the saga.
Yep.
Yeah, they can't really call it a trilogy. It's a saga.
No, it's a saga.
From 2000.
Is that the rule? Is it like, 5 makes an orgy, 4 makes a saga?
So Eclipse from 2010. They were popping these out.
Is it just year after year?
At a time. Boom,
Wow.
bam, beam, boom. They couldn't age them. They're vampires.
No. Well, right. The clock was ticking.
Continuing the theme. New director.
Right.
Same screenwriter. Surprisingly, Melissa Rosenberg stayed through the entire series as the sole screenwriter.
Good for her. Get
Get
that coin.
that check,
Yeah.
Melissa. Get it.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I think she did a good enough job,
The
right?
writing stays consistently consistent.
And I think actually that might be part of what really works. Mm-hmm. That's part of the problem with like the Marvel stuff, right?
Right.
Where it's like, oh, this Thor, it's a different writer and a different director. And you're like, no, now it's all disjointed. It doesn't, why are we doing this now?
But yes, the director of this one is David Slade, who directed Hard Candy. Who would have known?
I don't know.
You didn't see Hard Candy? That
No.
movie that came? Okay, well, gnarly.
Oh, okay, gotcha. When did it come out?
A while ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
And this, I think this is why he got the job. He directed this Josh Hartnett, dark vampire movie called 30 Days of Night. And like the opening scene in particular, I was like, oh yeah.
Opening scene of this.
Of this, where it was like, run it, oh my
Streets
God.
of Seattle.
Oh,
Oh,
everything's
no.
dark
Oh.
and bleak and the vampires. And like this one, they tried to make it more of a horror.
It was more of a thriller,
He
right?
tried to insert some
Yeah.
horror into it.
Yeah. Oh, no. stuff's going, oh, serial killer on the loose. Whoa, all these people disappearing. You
Well,
know.
what did that reporter say?
Police are baffled by the escalating murders and disappearances. Theories range from a vicious new gang to a wildly active serial killer.
Wildly active serial killer.
Yeah.
Wildly active.
Wildly
Something
active
like that. I was like,
serial killer. Okay. I mean, it is pretty active. I felt they didn't really
scope.
focus on the scope of this one, where it's like,
Right.
this was like 30 people that they just killed.
like
for
I
you
don't
know.
think the story's going out of the headlines for a while.
No.
What did I say about a low profile?
Valtori or whatever their names are, like they didn't do a good job of containing this story still.
There might be a reason for that.
It's
I
Dakota
think.
John, not John,
No,
Fanning.
The other Dakota.
The other Dakota. Dakota Fanning.
The big introduction in this movie, the major difference, Kristen Stewart's wig.
Oh no.
Just when we got rid of Jacobs,
That's right.
we got
Yeah.
this piece of work.
Right, so what was she working on?
So she cut her hair off to do The Runaways, where she played Joan Jett
Oh yeah, that's right.
with Dakota Fanning as Sherry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I liked The Runaways.
I remember liking it.
I remember liking it.
I
should
saw
say
it
that.
once and never saw it again.
Correct.
She pulled a Felicity. She chopped all that hair off. And
They were like,
we got this. Oof. It looks like she has a headband of hair. It's Eddie Munster. It's aggressive.
It is aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think also the part of it, just the way that the wig falls against her face.
She didn't have the layers.
It needed more. It reframes her face in a way that doesn't work well.
It also dramatically affected her acting style because she could not touch her hair.
Oh.
So it was a different vibe.
Right.
It was a different
and
vibe.
she does love to hair act.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it was like a test.
Yeah. Can she do it? Turns out mostly yes, but it looked weird.
You do an impression of Kristen Stewart,
I've
who
done
we
it.
also love.
I love her, and I've done it to her. I did it to her, and she was like, oh man, I do that with my mouth. And I was like, you're doing it now, I know.
She also kind of looked like Natalie Portman's sister or something to me. I don't know what it was. The five head maybe? I don't know.
So yes, the saga continues. The last film we left off,
Will you marry me?
and then this film starts. Marry me.
No. Marry me.
I'm
No.
a modern woman, Edward.
Yeah, I don't believe in marriage because my parents got divorced.
Edward's just an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Oh my God.
He's just an old-fashioned.
We'll get there, but oh
kinda
boy,
guy.
was it tedious.
Marry me.
Change me.
Okay, I will if you marry me.
And Jacob is still vying for Bella's heart.
Yeah,
We've got
obsessed.
a wildly active serial killer on the loose in Seattle.
Yep.
People are making newborn armies of vampires. They're coming into town. Bella's going to graduate. There's lots
There's
of
a
talk
lot of talk about
should we-
graduation, after graduation. It
Yeah.
might be the last time you see her before graduation. A lot of that.
Code for vampire.
Making you a vampire. Yeah.
This one's a lot of
Backstories.
filling in
Yep.
of
Yep.
gaps and sort of her like in last week's episode, she was mourning Edward and her relationship, and in this week's episode, she's mourning the life she will not have.
Yes, true.
You know,
Yeah. Possibilities that will not be. I think the episodicness is really what made me realize, like, I think this could have been a show.
Probably.
I guess it still can be. From what you said, too, it sounds like there's enough meat on the bones of, like, backstories and whatever. And you can always make stuff up.
This one came back to me. This book really came back to me. Where this has a lot of long chapters, sections where we are not with the main story. You know,
Right.
we're telling the Quileute story of
Yep.
the past. We're telling Jasper's backstory. We've got Rosalie's backstory. I think there's more people's backstories in the books that they left out of the movie. I'm pretty darn sure.
Anna
so
Kendrick's backstory.
no. Although I want to say it.
I mean,
She's killing it every time.
What did you think of my speech? Too easy breezy, too self-helpful, you hated it.
No, I think you pretty much nailed it.
Yeah? It's like I was born to lead, right?
I'm a great leader, right?
People really want to follow me, right? She's killing it every time. And Dad Charlie,
Oh, Charlie.
really
Team Charlie.
you know what? I Team Charlie.
Yeah.
Yes, of all the teams going around, he's really holding fort. He is reality in this.
That is true.
He's
He's a
constantly
grounding.
like, you guys,
yeah.
let's take it down a notch.
Jacob, just go, okay?
Easy, guys. Easy. Let's take it down a notch. All right? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, he's just being
Although the
a
mom
good
did
dad.
a really good. I thought that scene with the mom in Florida was also really nice.
Well
really
written.
well
Good
written.
job,
Good.
Alyssa Rosenberg.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
It was like, oh, this feels real.
Mm-hmm.
The mom's like, you know, sweetie, it feels like you're going a little bit off the deep end, and like maybe we realize that boys aren't everything.
You're different with him. He moves, you move. Like magnets. I don't know, we're just in love. I get it. Just want to make sure you're making the right choices for you.
You'll find a new one.
Up in Alaska.
Alaska.
If you go to the University of Alaska, up in Alaska, up there in Alaska.
You're gonna go to Alaska? So the way she keeps saying Alaska.
Alaska. It was a lot.
Yeah.
They make the characters, they're fully realized.
These are little trip t-shirts? Mm-hmm. Get out. I saved them all. I thought they'd make a good quilt. Keep you warm. Up in Alaska. This is amazing. Oh. I am glad you like it. I just figured, you know, when you get older, have kids, we can add to it. Maybe go visit the world's largest ketchup bottle or something. Thanks. Oh.
I mean, they did have a lot of book material. You know,
Sure.
the characters are fully realized in the books. You know, there's
Which is refreshing. I mean, a lot of times there's such garbage where you're like, okay, you didn't bother to write this person at all.
right. You're just a one-dimensional. Who's
Yep.
that? What?
Yeah. You know, plot device.
Well,
so,
and they've set the scenes, like, I would say, like, Rosalie in the first two movies is just being a bitch, but you don't know why. The sister who reveals her tragic backstory.
Yeah.
With Jack Houston.
Yes.
Where she has theatrical revenge
Yeah.
upon the men.
I was so theatrical back then. I mean, that was a lot in just like the, oh, and then these creepy guys in the corner all rape me. It was like a lot.
Yeah. It took a left turn. But you understand Rosalie's character more. Like, they've laid that down, unlike, I would say, Jasper's character, which is my favorite from the books.
Wow.
From my memory of reading them. I really liked Jasper. Probably because I like Jasper and Alice. Like, they seem healthy and happy.
True.
You know? So you're like, I'm rooting for them. And I do remember, he had a tragic backstory, so it was very compelling. Jasper,
Right.
you know. But in this, suddenly he is Texan.
With your presence alone, you're set. Will distract the newborns. Their hunting instinct will take over and drive them crazy.
Out of nowhere, he is Texan.
Was he not in the book? Or you mean you just
No,
didn't hear
in
the
the
accents?
in the movie.
Like, all of a sudden,
Like,
he's
where
talking like this, and he's
Somebody's like,
Texan.
I was part of the Texas Rangers.
I was the youngest major in the Texas Cavalry.
It came on strong, let's say that.
Yes.
Where I didn't feel like they necessarily laid that groundwork.
I agree. He hadn't talked that much, but
Fair enough.
nevertheless, it was like all of a sudden, all right, and he's Texan, and he has a weird accent, and he's talking...
What we're doing is not Texan, but he was doing
But he
a
was
side...
doing like a Holly Hunter Texan.
That son of a bitch.
Battle scars.
It was a weird...
It was, yeah.
It's weird.
I really can't decide if I ironically love Jackson Rathbone or if I just really like him as like how committed he is to
He is committed.
to everything he's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another way. Till I found Alice. Now she's seen me coming, of course.
You kept me waiting long enough.
My apologies, ma'am.
He has to finish his concerto.
Concerto. Not before I finish my concerto. What a gem.
A gem.
Real gem.
I'm so glad that I read that email.
Hey, do you want to review this ghost fucking movie? Yes, we do.
We do.
Although that's not, I don't know if the director would say that that's what it's about. But anyway, so Bella is saying goodbye, preparing herself to say goodbye to her life, to majoring in science.
Majoring. Oh, they have a great science program.
They have a really great science program.
Okay.
Just something about it was just so...
Not biology or physics or any sort
Science.
of specific science. Just they have a great science program.
Remember they did the science in the first movie.
Well, right. I remember, yeah.
They were both really great at science.
Ectophase or whatever, yeah.
Prophase.
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
I'm really doing it. I'm really actually doing science.
And I do think that they do a pretty good job of like representing dumb teenagers. I mean, they're in these extraordinary circumstances, of course.
Of course.
And Jacob is saying a lot of things that I don't think a 17-year-old's,
brain
is really
like
mature enough to. He's like saying lots of broad romantic statements that seem above his pay grade. Maybe it's his acting.
You wouldn't have to change for me, Bella. Or say goodbye to anybody. I can give you more than him.
Maybe it's his acting.
That's not good? Or...
It just seems like too rehearsed or something. Like he just seems like, I'm saying this completely, I don't know. It doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel like that character would be saying that in the way that it's coming off on screen, at least.
All of a sudden, it's not gravity holding you to the planet. It's her. Nothing else matters. You would do anything, be anything for her.
At least.
Okay.
At least that.
I get that.
Oh, I wish Bella would call. Oh, I wish Bella wouldn't call. Oh, maybe I should call Bella and then hang up. Remember when they were doing that?
Making fun of him. I mean, that was silly.
That was silly and fun.
Yeah.
Like they established the wolf pack dynamic.
Yes.
Maybe we can get a break from Jake's obsessive inner monologue.
Wish Bella would call.
Wish Bella wouldn't call.
Maybe I should call Bella.
Maybe I should call Bella and hang up.
Like when he's with the pack, Jacob seems like 16 and like,
yeah, exactly.
And then suddenly he's with Bella and he's like, I love you. We must be together.
I must protect you from that bloodsucker.
Right. I've imprinted on you.
Oh, that was a lot. The imprinting.
It's more than some crush, Bella. Say I'm imprinted on Emily.
Do I even want to know what that is?
Let's just say it comes up later.
Oh.
I'm not saying nothing else.
Bella, they're not even alive. It makes me sick. Better you really be dead than one of them.
I'd rather you be actually dead than be one of them.
Well,
like,
right,
whoa.
that's a whoa.
Whoa, that was a whoa.
I mean...
Whoa, Jacob, whoa.
I do really wish that she had just been like, well, those are the two options, so you sure about that, buddy?
Right, either the Volturi's gonna kill me, which you don't know about at this point.
No, but like, why not, I guess?
Right.
That seems like that would, well, because then that would, cut down on the drama between them. But like, right, if she was like, well, unfortunately, I got put in this position.
Unfortunately, because you answered the phone in the last one and told Edward that
Actually,
I was dead, or implied it in a offhand kind of way.
He then went to go kill himself, and in me trying to save him from doing so, I was then implicated, and they want to either kill me or make me a vampire. So those are the two options, and it's your fault. So it's your fault, and it wasn't mine at all.
Suck on that, Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, because also I think there's so much gaze upon Jacob.
Gaze?
Like gaze.
Gaze. Oh, gaze, not gaze.
Gaze.
Oh, you mean the gays, not the gays.
I mean, that's written into the books. It's like, whoa, you really filled out.
Oh, yeah.
The movie it's like so gazy upon him that it also...
when he's just shirtless, leaning against the car.
Constantly just like, and cut to, hey.
Yeah. Oh, I have abs.
These are my abs. These are my arms. These are my tiny nips. Deal with it.
Yep.
They really are playing that up, and that's like a different movie. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Jacob's character is all over the place to me.
What?
In a way.
Okay. Yeah.
In the movies more more so than in the books.
Interesting.
For a second, just a second, I thought. But he's got his hooks in you so deep.
It could be Taylor Lautner's acting.
Well, that doesn't help.
He's trying his darn tootinest.
He is. And there's something cute and like...
charming.
There is. Yeah.
He's really trying.
It has to do with feeling something for somebody. And I know you feel something for me. I can sense how I make you feel. Physically.
And I'm like, you know what? You try your best, Taylor Lautner. You try it.
But there's almost like an innocence to him.
Because he's so young.
That really does, like, he doesn't read like, oh, I'm...
pretending to be...
Right.
Yeah.
It just feels earnest.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
The big dramatic scene, we're skipping ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have the big fight with all the...
and we're in a tent and she's freezing.
We're in a tent and...
She came woefully ill-prepared for the storm that she was forewarned about.
Numerous times.
There's a storm coming.
Did not have
Okay,
gloves.
I'll pack a flannel.
A flannel,
What?
no gloves. what are we doing? But yes, Edward cannot comfort her because he is an icicle.
True.
So, body warmth, bitch.
Forget it. She may need her toes someday. And let's face it, I am hotter than you.
This is so good in the books because you like get all of the Edward can hear what I mean they do that in the movie too, but like in the book you're just like, ooh.
Relax. You'll warm up soon. Faster if you took your clothes off.
Jake.
Survival 101.
Edward can hear everything Jacob's thinking. Bella's asleep, but can sort of hear it because she's the narrator. We need her to overhear this conversation.
Sure.
We the fans want to hear this conversation happen, so we got to figure it out.
Can you at least attempt to control your thoughts? I really get under that ice-cold skin of yours, don't I?
And all of this sort of, you know, like juicy, delicious, jealousy, you know, stuff going on. You're just like, oh yeah.
If she chooses me, she won't. If she did, would you try to kill me? That's an intriguing idea.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I just wonder, like, you know, so like when they're making out and he's like, oh, he has loud thoughts or whatever. Like, I have to imagine it was sexual.
It seems like it seems like Jacob is equally interested in Bella and in negging Edward.
I do kind of like this
Like
idea
at a certain
of a throuple.
point, you know, he was like, because he says, "Oh well, so you can love someone more than one person."
Look at what's his face,
And
Sam,
I was like,
and
"Oh, are you like suggesting some sort of throuple situation here?"
right. I don't think so, but I would have been into that.
I mean, that would be the team throuple, right? That would be the solution.
Absolutely, team throuple
to this triangle.
You know, you have a wolf for warmth.
Yeah.
A vampire for bread, and a prince for whatever.
For bread? Okay.
Never. It's these woods.
I was like, wait, did I miss something? Bread isn't money? What's going on? I got there in the end, yeah. I mean, that would be kind of an interesting solution to the love triangle issue that comes up so frequently in these YA books, right?
Sure, it's just fuck everyone.
Just that
everyone together.
You know what the solution was? We were polyamorous.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Oh my gosh. Real tangent, but whatever. There's this really terrible show on Netflix.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh right.
I was so surprised. Were you surprised? I was surprised.
Which one?
I was honestly like, maybe I should get rid of that. Damn it! Great British Bake Off came back.
That's the only reason I keep it.
Where to put the Glocky Molo?
Right, I was like, should I pause it for 6 months until... Well, now after Great British Bake Off, it's like, I think we can put it on hiatus.
Collectively pause.
Yeah. There's a show that's like, build me a sex room or some sort of thing.
It's always build me a sex room?
It's like this sex therapist that goes and she does like, it's like design, you know, makeover house.
Make my red room.
Yeah, basically.
Right? Wasn't that the thing in 50 Shades? It was like
red room.
His red room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was an episode, they like blended them all together. Half of one episode didn't get finished until the beginning of the next episode.
Oh no!
They cut it all up. It's like some Canadian show, clearly.
Oh, but
and
like,
they just
were
like
they
made
trying
it
to get
into
you
a
to binge
series.
it? Like,
I guess I don't know.
Right,
I have to see how this one turns out.
Fish tank sex room turns out.
Exactly that. But so one of them was this like it wasn't a throuple. It was like a polyamorous village. There were 8 people.
Oh, okay.
And they all they're like, we love to have cuddle puddles, so we need like a giant bed where we all can cuddle together and watch movies. And I was like, I mean, okay, but it was just very weird.
Okay.
Anyway, that was my whole. And then they were like, she's like, oh. And then one of them like likes to watch, so she like gave him like a closet where there's like a little peephole door.
Oh, he's like a voyeur.
It was like an offhanded comment that she just was like, well, we need something for him, so let's do this. It was weird. It's a weird show. And I was like, this is bizarre, but you know, because of the format, I did end up like fast forwarding through 4 episodes of them.
I gotta see how they're gonna go.
I want to know where it went from here to there.
We're gonna have a load-bearing beam on this bed. What's happening? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds bad.
It was.
I started watching Is It Cake? It's terrible.
No.
I barely got through the first episode. Guess what? Most
cake.
of the time, it's cake. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, right.
Yeah.
But so, if it was I mean, I feel like True Blood, not to be like a broken record, but I do feel like they did a better job of kind of the It was a dream sequence, I guess, or whatever. I do like that too, though. In True Blood,
Yeah.
if you drink the vampire's blood,
Right.
then you have like sexy dreams about them.
Right.
I like that.
Sure.
There's no vampire blood drinking in this. Do they even have blood?
Well, they must. Yeah, they have to.
No, because if they turn you into a vampire, they just bite you and let it.
Right, the poison.
Fester.
That's right. It's different because she threw all the rules out the window.
Yeah.
There's like a venom in the bite that turns you. Anyway, yeah. No, you're right. They don't because they're made of like marble, so
Right.
they don't have blood.
So weird.
You just have to.
Wouldn't they be like clinking, or how do they move? I just don't get that. It's a weird choice. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, also just like I don't know. The more you think about it, like oh, we're cuddling.
With marble?
Like I'm cuddling with this cold marble statue.
Does not sound sexy.
Right?
No.
Like in the books, I feel like you kind of are like.
Yeah, I'll forget about that. But you see it
You
so
see
visually.
it so
in
visually in this that you're like, I don't think that would be nice.
No.
But yes, never without my permission, Jacob.
You're right. I shouldn't have done that. It was wrong to kiss you. But he said wake you up gently. You're right.
Really
Just kissing
going
her, really,
after her.
yeah,
And
inappropriate.
And she broke her hand, punching my face.
She broke.
She punches him and broke her.
She broke her hand when she punched my face.
I appreciate
that line reading was funny.
It was funny, and I appreciated that he just was like, "Yeah, Charlie, I'm sorry that I molested your daughter."
Right. He's just like that was fucked up. And then later, I mean, say what you will, these books are not god awfully written. Like
No,
they
they're not.
have like a real.
It's true.
It's thoughtful.
Yes.
And he apologizes and says, I'd like to blame the wolf in me. Like, it's all dumb, but like,
But
I'd
he
like
says,
to
"But I
blame,
can't."
but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I lost it. And then when they do kiss, he says that should have been our first kiss. I fucked it up.
Yep.
I fucked it up. You
And
know.
you did.
Jacob? Kiss me.
So, he's owning up to his...
I appreciate that. That's called wisdom, maturity.
They're both pretty mature, honestly.
They are.
They're very like, let's talk about our
Relatively.
feelings, get out. I mean, it's all very like, we're so overwhelmed with emotions that we're like, but they do, I don't remember people talking like this.
Not necessarily,
like,
sure.
let's get into it. Let's talk about, what would you do? Hey, what did you do when you thought you lost her? It wasn't good, man. I planned my suicide and went to kill you know what I mean? Just like, whoa!
Yeah, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Edward is very, very serious.
I do, yeah. I feel like you kind of do need that throuple-y vibes. I mean, because cuddling Edward seems miserable, right? But clearly he seems to tickle her brain more.
Yes.
Right?
Very that.
And that, I mean...
And he's just the one.
Well, right, there's that, though. But Jacob has that, like, lovable dog vibes.
Jake, stay.
Stay.
Stay. When did she say that?
When he was, after they kissed, or before, whatever, when he was going to go.
Oh, right
stay.
before, yeah. Don't move.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting the best of both. Why does she have to choose? Gone.
I guess the boys want her to choose.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't really call them boys. One of them is 100 years old.
If we weren't natural enemies, and you weren't trying to steal my reason for existing, I might actually like you.
So, quick commercial break, and we will be back with more throuple talk. Yeah, pining, yeah.
Pining in the pine.
I mean, she was pretty horny on Maine in this one.
She's ready for it.
Yeah.
She's like, girl,
yeah,
I'm sick of these rules.
Right?
Well, I think that's Stephenie Meyer's way of like getting around.
Making it feel not as unrealistic.
Well, and making it feel a little more modern.
Yeah.
Like, Edward's the one that's
right.
like, no, we should wait because
he's old-timey.
you know, from the past. And so it's like there is thought put into why things are happening. And Bella is constantly like, oh my God, like who cares about my soul? Like we're going to be together. You know, like she's not religious.
True.
She's like, marriage, what the fuck? You know, let's just talk. Like she's a modern woman, you know, or whatever. And they play with that.
It doesn't
There's
make any
reasoning.
sense though. You're a vampire.
It makes sense to him. And that's why I'm okay with it.
It does seem to me, like somehow it does make sense to him, and so then it sort of works. I still was just like, ugh, can we stop with this? Who cares? Move on. But also it just seemed like, no, that doesn't track. I am curious, like, is he a virgin?
I think so. I think that's where we end up.
Because, like, how else? There's no other, I mean...
I'm pretty sure.
That or he's literally just been fucking other people that he doesn't care about because he doesn't care about their souls.
No,
and
he's
she cares
pretty...
about her, but, like...
He's pretty miserable.
Yeah, he does seem like it.
Stephanie Meyer wrote a... I didn't actually read it, but she wrote Twilight, like, later from Edward's... In Edward's head. I think it's called Midnight Sun.
I think that is correct.
Why do you know that?
I live in a world.
What? You forgot that this was called Eclipse like 3 times.
I think I remember hearing about Midnight Sun.
Okay, so yes. Anyway, so it's all from his perspective, and apparently it's very dour because he's very sad.
Well, sure, right. He doesn't want to be a vampire. He doesn't want to live.
Like, I don't know if I'd want to read a book purely from Mr. Darcy's perspective, right? You want some of that mystery.
Well, yes, and I feel like from Mr. Darcy's perspective, it's pretty bleak because it's just kind of like...
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. You could make it work. I'm sure...
Right.
You know, it could work.
It was, strangely enough, I don't know why I'm reading all these Gothic romances, but I did just finish reading Phantom of the Opera, the book.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Very different from the musical.
Well, sure.
Really liked it.
Oh, interesting.
Still thought Raoul and Christine were big old duds, like the Christine and the guy that she's in love with, not the Phantom.
I might have seen the stage show once, and I've only seen the terrible movie.
The Joel Schumacher movie?
Yep.
Well, you remember the girl that he's in love with? Sing for me.
Yeah, of course.
Her, that's Christine.
Okay, great.
And then Patrick Wilson is hot blonde Ralph Bellamy type. Like,
okay.
The nice guy.
Uh-huh.
He's so nice.
Sure.
Right, whatever. And the Phantom is really the most interesting character.
Well, of course.
Same in the book. I was like,
sure.
There was like a whole middle section where it's like Christine and Raoul. Oh my God, I love you, but like, and I was just like, can we get back to the Phantom and the torturing,
someone
please?
Drop a chandelier already, please?
Girl, can we like send her through a trap? Because like, what's going on? But anyway, yeah, so that was reading all these Gothic romances is making me realize how related they are to Twilight. I'm sure Stephanie Meyer read them all.
I'm sure she read them all.
There's themes that go throughout, and I feel like the movies of said Gothic romances romanticize them. And the books are very much not romanticized.
Interesting.
And it's sort of interesting to...
Why and how that happens.
Yeah. Anywho, I did like when you said that Riley looked like Annie Lennox.
Oh, I mean, there was that particular scene where it really...
We decided that they all kind of looked like Annie Lennox.
I mean, you know, I love that. Just slick back their hair and they're good to go.
Yeah, lots of old-timey vampires in this, like, flashbacks. Like, you get the flashback to, like, Captain Cook from the Mary Martin...
Right. Whose was that? What was that?
That was the Quileute, like, around the campfire.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I'm going to kill all of them. Oh, no, I'm going to turn into a wolf. Yeah.
The third wife was no magical being. No special powers but one. Courage. Third wife's sacrifice distracted the cold woman long enough for Taharaki to destroy her. She saved the tribe.
She definitely didn't need to stab herself in, like, the chest heart.
No.
I guess Bella learned from the story.
Bella's a smart, modern woman.
She absorbed.
Yeah.
She
really paid attention.
I love that.
Maybe she's going to major in anatomy.
Maybe.
That's a science.
Or I was going to say like anthropology or some sort of, you know.
If I had all the time in the world, yeah, why not?
Well, right, yeah, once you're a vampire, you could really study everything. You have a lot of time. Lots of college years. Now, that was an interesting thing. I mean, I guess we talked about this in one of them.
Yeah.
Of like, why start at like 17? I mean, he is 17, I understand that. If I were her, it's like, it might be nice to be like 20 when you get turned into a vampire. I guess she doesn't have that luxury now, thanks to the Volturi or whatever.
But also, it's so the whole family can... Like, it's a little weird. Like, they could all still live in the same town.
Right.
But I think it's like, there are kids.
Right.
They're in high school. But I guess they're all adopted, so it doesn't... You know, it's a convenience.
Right, they're foster kids.
It's a convenience.
Yeah. But also, not all of them look like they're actually the same age.
Oh, no. I mean, Emmett and Rosalie look like full-blown adults.
Exactly. I'm like, that's a man. Fully grown man. 30?
In high school.
27? I mean, it's like Grease, you know? Like, what are we doing?
It's very that. I'm still thinking about Jasper. Oh, Jasper.
One more thing. Never turn your back on your enemy.
Wait a second. I thought we were told that he was the youngest baby one.
Of, like, not eating people. Not that he hasn't been a vampire the longest, or the shortest, but that he's been a vegetarian the shortest.
Gotcha.
He's the newest member of the family.
Of the family.
So he's still like...
Ooh, but I remember eating people. It was
I gotta
nice.
get that blood. Oh, no.
Right.
Gotta calm it down. Calm it down.
Deer. Okay. Yes. Do they only eat deer? They talked a lot in this about, we have to go hunting. We have to go whatever. Like, can't they just go to the butcher?
Well, I don't know how much blood that has. I mean, it has some, but not like they have to drink it.
Well, can't they just drink it from like a bag?
Like have Carlisle hook them up at the hospital?
Right?
I mean, there's a blood shortage, Andrew.
Well, I don't know. Do a blood drive and don't tell people why.
But I think if they tried human blood, they would be like...
They'd be like, oh!
Again,
their eyes would be all red. Yeah.
They need to stick with the animal blood.
Right. But still, I mean, like, I feel like just run a slaughterhouse.
Sure. I think the hunt, it's part of it.
Oh, they want to catch their prey and drink their blood.
There's like some kind of like
Do
drive.
they then use that meat to do anything or like
they should.
Sacrifice the animal, right? Is it some sort of, and then we take the hides and we... No.
They should. I don't recall if that happened.
Maybe that could be part of like the
treaty.
Yes, exactly. Right? Oh, we will hunt and we'll drink the blood and then we'll give you the meat and you guys, I guess if they distinguish the meat, is it...
Right, does it lose some of its...
Not really.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. I don't know.
But it might smell like vampire.
What? They'd be like, ooh, I don't want this. I want to go hunt my own prey. I don't know what they've all been eating. We didn't really get to see it. They talked about it.
A lot.
Oh, I saved you some grub. Oh, thanks, bro.
The whole thing is like they're like they're insatiable.
Right. Well, of course, because they're
wolves.
They're burning all those calories, running
pack
around,
of wolves,
building up muscle and.
Yeah. Although now I'm thinking about it, like he's running real hot. That might be too much.
Oh well, you'd have to sleep in different beds if he's that hot.
Right.
You know
I think that wouldn't. Like, it depends. In the summer, sleep with
vampire,
cuddle with Edward, and in the winter, with Jacob.
I love it.
It's
a timeshare.
It's a timeshare relationship. That actually, we might have solved it.
There you go.
Because, woof.
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
Summers with Edward.
Yeah.
Winters with Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, the biggest thing about this past couple movies was the pacing.
They're all very long.
It was like, this could have been 15 minutes shorter. I would have been fine with that. We could have trimmed, you guys.
Oh, right. Well, we didn't talk about the recast.
Oh my God. I love that I couldn't pinpoint Victoria. I got her name right.
Hey!
I couldn't pinpoint her to begin with.
Right. That's Bryce Dallas Howard.
No!
They recast it.
Wait, really?
I kept waiting for you to be like, is that a different person?
I never knew what she looked like. The wig definitely was noticeably different.
Woof. I mean, it was a wig.
Right.
Rachel LaFay has, I think that's her name.
Why did they recast her?
Scheduling, so that could mean all number of things.
Sure.
All number of things.
Code for a lot of
positive and negative things.
Sure.
But Bryce Dallas Howard. Swig.
It was, I guess, who was she in 2010? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea.
Right, like I don't, as an actress, I don't think there was, because I was just going to say, it was kind of like a misuse of her, like she didn't really have much to do.
She wasn't much.
But I don't think they knew that yet.
Well, they didn't also, like, in the book, you get much more of her manipulating Riley and, like, the sort of parallels between Jasper's backstory with Maria and the like, you're going to be my taskmaster.
Right, and then the parallels of that today.
And it's all very like, ooh.
And then you could see that. I think they did a good enough job of like making that clear.
Yeah.
But again, if it was a TV show, I think you would have had more time to devote to that.
Sure.
Where it's like, half of this season is dedicated to exploring that dynamic and what that means, and we're all building up toward this final last battle, and she's amassing her army, and whatever. You could do more with it.
Yeah, they didn't give her a ton of screen time or fully explain. Like she's constantly taunting them. Her plan. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like she's trying to keep her plan
secret.
constantly changing and
But
evolving.
in a
Alice,
movie, it doesn't have to be secret to us.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Like, we're already seeing this behind the scenes of him in the,
Yeah.
the streets and the canals or whatever of Seattle. We already see what's-her-face, Dakota Fanning.
Right.
Oh, I won't decide yet, or whatever. We could get it. We could.
Right. Give us a little more.
Exactly.
So we can be like,
ooh,
Riley.
oh no, you guys gotta
Oh,
watch
no,
out.
look out.
Don't they know that she's with them? They don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah,
a little
I think you could have done a little more. Because really all we see of her is she runs across the river a few times. They have a skirmish that who cares. And then she doesn't show up until the end of the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Boring.
And she's got a one-track mind.
Must kill. Yeah.
She only created you and this army to avenge her true mate, James. That's the only thing she cares about, not you.
There's only you.
I think it's time we got to talk about this ring.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Right, so he's like, will you marry me?
It's very like, we're all going out camping to feed. Edward and you are going to have the house to yourselves, even though you guys have been cuddling in your bed like constantly every single day. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is special.
Yeah.
You got a special bed.
Oh,
with a
hideous brocade.
Hideous.
Like mustard, gold.
Mustard.
Oh no.
With the it wasn't
working for me.
No, and this
and the
canopy,
bed canopy with like weird little flowers or something. I don't know.
I feel like that's probably in the book.
Whose bed was this and why?
He had to get it because
from where?
IKEA? I don't, whatever.
But it looked like he stole it from some woman that he like murdered. You know what I mean? It was like, I killed that family in the
boudoir.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, remember, he's like, I don't need a bed, I don't sleep.
Right.
So because she was sleeping over, he
went and got a bed.
Got a bed.
It'd be cuter if they went to IKEA.
He's a real cunt tease.
Not tonight.
Oh yeah, he really is.
I was about to say cock tease. I was like, no, that's wrong.
No, yeah.
He's a real cunt tease. I'm gonna get this bed. I hope that's all right.
For us to not snuggle or do anything.
We're definitely not doing anything.
I can't. It's too dangerous. I might eat you. Okay. Aren't we gonna get there anyway? Like, what's the?
No, you won't. I know you won't.
Yeah.
Let's tease this out a little longer.
Well, so then she's like, okay, your stipulation for making me a vampire is that we have to get married. Well, here's my stipulation. I want to fuck before we get married.
No, before
you make
turn
me a
into
vampire.
Vampire.
And so then I guess he's like, okay, fine, but we still have to get married before we fuck.
And here's this hideous ring.
Here's this hideous ring. I'm so sorry to anyone who likes this ring. Good for you.
Oh, you know what? On its own.
Oh, sure. If it wasn't as like an engagement.
Not an engagement ring. It's perfectly fine.
Sure.
As an engagement ring?
What?
And also, this was my mother's. No.
No, it was not, sir.
If you're saying it was Esme's.
Maybe?
Sure, but like.
She got it from Z Gallery? Like, what are we doing?
If you're saying it's your mother's from 1918. No.
No, it's not.
This is my mother's.
When he's just like, if we weren't natural enemies and you weren't trying to steal my
we're back to the camp.
My existence for living.
Oh my God.
Maybe we could be friends. I'm just like, this is so much.
Right, steal my existence for living. First of all, sir, you are not alive. We've established that you are a vampire.
Well, I mean, he's living as much as, he was going to go kill himself.
Well, right.
He is in some ways alive.
He's semi-alive. Okay, fine.
When you thought she was gone, how did you cope?
There are no words. But I wouldn't wish it on anyone, Jacob.
His reason for his existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot. Bella, I guess, handles it in stride.
Because she feels similarly?
Like, there's a lot, yes, but there's a lot coming at her.
Yes.
A lot of emotions, a lot of male attention,
yeah.
A lot of, like, we will be together forever. I love you. I must imprint on you. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's heavy weight.
Yeah, that's true. She has two guys being like, basically, I'm supernatural and I want to be essentially with you forever. Although I guess Jacob was like, well, clearly in his, background, there's evidence or there's examples of people that have moved on or that have not been together forever and always, even though they'll always have a special place in their heart.
Right, but Sam didn't imprint on Leah. Oh, he imprinted on Sarah. Name that I forget.
Which one's which? I thought Leah was the new one, the daughter of the what's-his-face.
Okay. So when we did not see it, Sam and Leah were dating.
Okay.
He then met Sarah? It's not Sarah, but the woman that he scarred.
Wait, okay, got you. Oh, so she's the new one.
No. The woman that he scarred, he imprinted on her. We didn't see any of this.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're the one. Forever and always. Holy shit.
Yep.
Leah, sorry. I imprinted on her. Yikes. And so Leah is all heartbroken.
Got you. I thought it went the opposite way.
No. So Leah's in a bad mood all the time. And it's also, in the book, much more of a like, oh my God, there's a female werewolf. Like, that's not...
Right. They kind of buried the lead on that one.
Yeah,
it was like,
not a usual occurrence or whatever. And so there's this whole, like, we're all these boys in this pack.
Well, you did get that a little bit.
Well, and we can hear each other's thoughts. So, like, having a woman now in that, that changes the dynamic, right? And she's miserable because she's just listening to constant boy chatter, club. Including her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Leah's pretty rough. It's a rough character.
Yeah,
she's got a tough time.
That's interesting, though. I would have liked to explore that more.
I will try and fill you in with these details as I go.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the book, Harry Clearwater dies from a heart attack because Leah changes, and he's so like, oh my God, what? Like, she changes in front of him on accident or something like that, and he has a heart attack and dies. So she's also dealing with a lot of guilt with that situation. So it's pretty tough.
They changed that.
They changed that in this one.
Again, if it's a series, maybe they should just make a series. Why not? It's been 12 years.
Sure.
Give it a few more years and you could probably reboot it. Although, how do you ever?
No one's
ever gonna be like, who do you get to be Bella and Ed? Like,
I don't think you can do it. It's so iconic.
Yeah, you
it's
can't.
Such a pop cultural landmark.
Yeah, no, it's done.
There was an interesting thing this time.
Okay.
Maybe I'm the only one that cares. But the credits were rolling, and it was like music by Howard Shore.
Yeah.
Famous. Did Lord of the Rings. Did Mrs. Doubtfire. Did Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wow.
Did a whole bunch of Cronenberg movies.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh my God.
And Twilight.
And this one, and Twilight.
And the Twilight Saga. Eclipse. Excuse me.
Because I was like, wait a minute. Who were the other composers? Because I feel like they were famous.
Okay.
It was like literally like they took the three composers that are most famous to me somehow.
Oh, okay, great.
It was very strange. In the first movie, Carter Burwell, famously the Coen brothers composer in the majority of their movies.
Wow.
Did the first one and then came back to do Breaking Dawn 1 and 2.
Oh my God.
And the second movie, New Moon, Alexander Desplat.
Oh, right. I remember we saw that.
He's like Wes Anderson's composer and did like The Queen and Argo and Florence, whatever the fuck that
Florence
movie.
Foster Jenkins. Foster, whatever.
He did a movie that for some reason the soundtrack is like, I know better than the movie. That movie, The Painted Veil, that like Naomi Watts.
I never saw it, but I'm familiar with the name.
I remember really liking it. It's like Naomi Watts and Liev Schreiber go to Thailand. I don't remember. They go somewhere and Edward Norton's there and he's trying to save the locals from cholera and it's like a triangle-y thing going on. And
what were we just watching?
They're like having an affair.
It was this. Someone kind of reminded me of could have been like Edward Norton's son.
Riley?
Oh, no.
Oh, it was High School Boy.
High School Boy. Yeah. Blonde high school boy, whatever. I was like, oh, he looks like he could kind of be Edward Norton's like son or cousin or whatever.
Right. Well, I do like that they keep those characters.
Yes.
But they have less screen time because Bella has less time for them.
Absolutely.
And you constantly get that sort of sense of
drifting
apart, and her life is on this trajectory and their life is on a completely. And
right, Anna Kendrick's up there talking about like, oh, make mistakes, do whatever.
Nothing's permanent.
Exactly, and
except being a vampire.
Exactly. I mean, it's silly.
Like, a little
on
bit,
the nose, absolutely. But it's a YA movie. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, no, it really does work in a lot of different ways that I was not expecting.
I'm very excited. I am not excited for the next movie.
Oh no. Now, they don't use Michelle Williams' Break the Dawn? Or is it Kelly Rowland?
Not that I recall.
I think it's Kelly Rowland's Break the Dawn. That would have been a great way to end the movie. Sorry, there was like a ringlet in my eye.
I'm sorry.
Do they use Kelly Rowland's Break the Dawn?
I'm just really thinking about you talking about Bella saying, "Rail me in that meadow, Edward."
I mean, she wanted it. She was like, let's just do it right here.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. That was good.
I'm glad.
So that was pretty much it. I mean, they defeat Victoria, the big bad of the last two
teamwork
movies.
of the wolves and the vampires together. That was the big headline.
News. We were going to get together and we're going to...
Jacob almost gets crushed to death.
Right.
Because he couldn't let the girl do it. That was, right?
He gets crushed
Leah.
and he gets crushed.
Yeah.
Heart gets crushed.
Well, certainly, right?
Yeah.
Let's get all of the re-breaking done right now, please.
I'd rather get all the re-breaking done at once. Well, at least I know I did everything I could.
I like it.
I do too.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's cheesy, but it's
and-
fun.
Yeah.
It is. It's stupid, but it's not bad.
Somehow. I mean, it's bad, but I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I want to tie myself to you in every way humanly possible.
Anyway, so yeah, cheers. Twilightober continues. We will be back here for Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, wow.
There's a lot more Michael Sheen to come. So
Oh, that's right.
get
Oh,
excited.
exciting. Exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Cheers to Michael Sheen.
Always.
Always.
Whale power.